Hey, welcome to Board Game Today. I'm Brett. We're doing an unboxing of Games Workshop's brand new game set in the world of Warhammer 40,000, Freeks, and we're super excited for this game. Why? Because we're hardcore orc fans here. How hardcore? Well, this is where we began with our orcs. And when it comes to racing and orcs, we can't help but thinking this game, Gorka Morka, old school 40K Games Workshop game. Sounds really similar to Speed Freeks with some slight changes and some updates. So, what's great about Speed Freeks? You get tons of models, you get a standalone game, and it's all compatible with Warhammer 40,000. So, if you want to go and start an orc army or enhance your current one, seems like it's going to be a great way to do that. So, we haven't actually opened up the box to see what's inside. We just take it off the plastic to make it a little easier, but you can check out what you've got. So in this video, we're going to open up. We're actually just going to show off the components, discuss that a little bit. We're going to sit down, actually go through and look at the models themselves and the rule books and come back with that, and then hopefully we can get some gameplay down the road. So, ready? Really excited for this. As I said, love the orcs, go way back. It's the first army I ever played for Warhammer 40K. So I'm super excited to see what's inside with this, and of course, obviously add stuff to my army down the road. So first, we got tons of plastic. I mean, it is a Games Workshop game. It wouldn't be that without a lot of models. And first thing that stands out to me is we've got some cool, like, terrain to use in the game. This is something that has actually been underplayed when they've been showing off the game. You could see it in pictures and all that, but we didn't quite get a really good look as to what's inside. Obviously, we got brown plastic. It looks fine on the table. And there's some really solid detail on it. It's like junk heaps of orc parts. So this looks pretty cool. I think this will be a solid thing to not just use in a game of Speed Freaks, but also use down the road in case you want to do your own orky table. Alright, let's look at the sprues. We've got, looks like bikers here. I like that they're color-coded. I think this is a pretty cool, easy way to snap it together and quickly get your bikes going for games and see who's on what side. Things look pretty good here. Details, awesome. I always think the Games Workshop stuff is absolutely amazing when it comes to the highly detailed figures they put out. There's a reason that it goes for the money it does. So things I notice off of this is this isn't quite as snapped together as some other stuff. It does look like there's going to be some gluing here. We can see that there's no easy way to get like this arm on. The bodies don't look like there would be an easy way to connect to the top of the bodies here. So compared to some other games, this one is definitely a little bit higher level as far as putting things together. That's not bad. There's not really good or bad way of going about it, but definitely this isn't something that you're going to be able to open up and immediately jump into out of the box. Other things there, I mean, it's GW figures, so these look like it's going to be really easy to convert this stuff. If you are a hardcore GW fan and orc player and got tons of parts, extra heads, stuff like that, this looks like it'll be really easy to convert and do some stuff with that. Let's see what else we got. We got one of the two new buggies. Really cool detail on this. This is definitely reminds me of some old school orc weapons. We got here definitely has a throwback to a little shock attack gun. This right here bit definitely looks like a shock attack gun from back in the day. This reminds me of a bit more of just plastic models that you would get as opposed to some of the GW figures, which is kind of interesting to me. We got the other buggy for your side. Of course, this one's got more of the plasma gun looking type weapon. We'll go learn more about that. Lots of detail here, some cool stuff. I don't know what else really stands out. Nothing else stands out weapon-wise, figures-wise. Just really good detail, cool figures. Again, I think it's going to look great on the battlefield, no matter what. We got our little poster here. Sure. Let's see what else. Dice, lots of dice. It's not a GW game if there's not dice. Some bases for you to add, which would be nice because we get to finally have a clue what size bases we should be doing for all this stuff. Looks like some things have changed around a bit when it comes to that. So this is going to be fascinating because you know, I've got an old school army that I really don't have a lot of bases for, so we might have to base some stuff up. And hopefully all that's released. Got some cards. So this is a critical damage deck. Great. Game with damage decks. Damage decks get really testy, it seems like. I'm guessing cards to upgrade. Got a sample chapter of The Beast Arises. Oh, more bases. Nice. I like that they're doing it. Little bonus. Looking like your screens that you play with. From what I can tell, you go and you allocate your dice as to what to do with which vehicle, and these are the kind of the screens that you hide that behind. So we got cards for you to go through and use in your game. It looks like there's all going to be cards for vehicles that aren't included in the main box, so those things aren't going to be included, or, you know, I don't know if they'll be included in the main models themselves or it's just in this box. That will be kind of interesting to see. I've got an assembly guide to put things together. Honestly, so this looks a little bit more complicated than normal models that we've seen in some of the other box sets. It's not quite snapped together, which is okay, but I think that's also kind of, it's a little fascinating to see that they're doing that. You know, it's actually, I think, really kind of interesting that they're doing that. They decided to do that. You know, advanced models, totally fine, but box games, I think people kind of tend to want really quick, easy, open to play, so that kind of makes that a little bit more difficult to do. Of course, we've got the rules. As always, it's GW, looks great. Who knows how it's going to read, but we'll find out. Doesn't look like the rules are too difficult to figure out. We got a whole bunch of images of really cool vehicles that'll be coming out in the next week. Let's see what else. We've got the game board. I think this is really nice. I love the fact that GW has been putting out a lot more cardboard boards for you to get your game on. And then finally, looks like the various chits and I don't know if you call these measuring sticks or turning guides or whatever. This is definitely a measuring stick. This brings back some memories of that. Overall, this should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to this. As I said, longtime Orc fan, and the fact that you can go and, again, get a game that not only I can enjoy, but I can enhance my Orc army makes me super, super happy because I'm selfish like that. So much so that I already have 2 copies of this to flesh out my Orc force. So Speek Freeks out now. It's high-speed combat in the 41st millennium. We'll have some links where you can go and purchase this. We'll have more videos down the road. Can I go through the rules and give our general thoughts on it, as well as maybe try to get some of these models together and go from there, and then obviously play the game and see how that goes. As always, really appreciate it. If you want the latest gaming news, not just Games Workshop, board games, other miniature games, card games, check us out at boardgametoday.com. You can always follow us right here on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, as always. Until next time, keep rolling those dice and get your game on. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Now, what you can do that would be really helpful is subscribe or visit our website. We've got links right here that makes this super easy. By subscribing, you will make sure to get further videos down the road. And of course, visiting the website, you get all the greatest news. But just watching, we really, really appreciate it. Until next time, keep rolling those dice and keep it geeky.